me stay here for tonight. I know who you are. You're Jean Valjean. Right, my girl. On your way.
In a dream, my life would be. Help me, please, I have a child. So different from this, how I'm living. So different now from what it seems.
Where is your child?
No life has killed the dream.
One day more. Is that? Another day, another destiny. Hamza. It's never-ending road to Calvary. Where's the child, Cosette?
Tomorrow you'll be worlds away.
Who was that girl?
Cosette.
And yet with you my world has started.
But he never saw me there.
One day more to revolution. We will nip it in the bud. We'll be ready for these schoolboys. They will make themselves with blood.
One day to a new beginning. So fly for free to the barricade. I hear the people sing.
Charge!
We're joining our crusade. Who will be strong and stand with me? Somewhere beyond the barricade, is there a world you long to see? Do you hear the people sing? Say, do you hear the distant drums? It is the future that they bring when tomorrow comes. Barricade, is there a world you long to see? Do you hear the people sing? Say, do you hear the distant drums? It is the future that they bring when tomorrow
You can't ask an Englishman a question like that. We had absolutely nothing to do with it. Yeah, not true, not true. So, well, no, I mean, the stars really are the stars and Tom Hooper. I mean, the producer is the people that put the film together and make it happen, but ultimately the magic is from the actors and the director on the set every day. And I think, you know, it's a massive team effort, and everybody collaborated brilliantly on this film. Our producing partner, Cameron McIntosh, who came with the rights to the material that he created over the last 25, 26 years. Tim and myself and our team at Working Title on the production side. Tom, all the actors, all the heads of department. I mean, it's been a massive collaborative.
Well, on virtually every single working title movie is we've developed the script from scratch. So, like on this, before anybody, once Eric had secured the rights, we developed the script with Bill Nicholson before anybody else became involved. And it tends to be on all of our films there's a handover once we've got the script to a point where we feel, yeah, this is the story that we like, and in here that we hand it over to the director.
And it differs on project to project in terms of how involved you get creative. You know, if you hire an Oscar-winning director who you trust creatively, you know, we'd be crazy to start telling him how to point the camera and what shots to make, because we've hired him and are working with him because we think he's the genius at doing that. So you've got to, you know, plus also I think Tim and I were just, you know, our history is such that we find really great creative people, and we feel our job is to support them in doing their best work. We try to be.
Now, prisoner 24601, your time is up and your parole's begun. You know what that means.
Yes, he's I'm free.
No. Follow to the letter your itinerary. This badge of shame you'll show it till you die. It warns you're a dangerous man.
I stole a loaf of bread. My sister's child was close to death. We were starving.
You'll starve again unless you learn the meaning of the law.
know the meaning of those 19 years. The slave of the law.
5 years for what you did. The rest because you tried to run. Yes, 24601.
My name is Jean Valjean.
And I'm Javert. Do not forget my name. Do not forget me. 24601.
I
I'd
think
say both, isn't it?
yeah, but absolutely, we have to get both, but the latter as well. This is not an exclusive movie made purely for the fans. It's essential that we made a film that the fans love, and I hope that we've done that. I hope that by including the team that created the musical in the first place, Claude Michel, Alain, Herbie Kretzmer, and most importantly Cameron McIntosh, the producer, they've been involved in every step of the way, so the film has the DNA of the show in it right the way through. But it was essential for us. I mean, Tim and I aren't, we don't come from a musical background at all. We wanted to make a film that film lovers would enjoy, and it just so happened to be a musical. So
yeah, which should be an original experience for a film lover, seeing this movie.
Doubt of any trouble hereabout, you play a virgin in the light.
Because, it's interesting that there was a lot of conversation about it, and Tom ultimately decided that he wanted to use the what's called the 1:85 format, because he believed that this film there's a lot of faith in it, a lot of earth and God, and he wanted to have a format where there was a lot of space above and a lot of space below. And when you go widescreen, you get a much narrower but wider frame, which he felt didn't fit the spiritual and emotional sense of what this movie was. So it was a very, very specific creative decision on his part. Well, you want to, any release date, you want to try and own the real estate of that date. So it's critical whenever it is to plant your flag in the sand and say, this is what we're doing, and we're a big movie and we're going to go on this date.
We knew we were at the end of the year, and then when everyone started to see the movie, the elements of the movie, we locked in on Christmas.
No, it's a purely commercial world out there, and if one film thinks they want that date and they aren't scared of the opposition and they think they've got a better film, then they put it there and let other people move.
It's very statistical. They look at previous dates and how much that weekend or date is worth and how much box office there is on that date, and they'll work out, well, you've got The Hobbit on that date, so it's going to be taking so much, and what's left, and there's quite a lot of science that goes into the decision-making.
In territories like here and in the UK, at Christmas there's room for a couple of movies. In America there's room for 4 or 5 movies. In Spain there's maybe one. It's different in every territory depending on how many theaters there are. I think the most important thing on this film is the people. The people are what made it a success over 27 years. And, when the show opened, it didn't get very good notices, and it became a smash because of word of mouth. And I think that the same is true here. This is a show that the fans hopefully will love and support, and it'll work or not work based on word of mouth. Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to get good critics, and we've been very fortunate in the UK to get unbelievable reviews. And it's going to divide people, this film, in the critical circles, because some are going to love it, some are going to hate it, and that seems to be what's happening in America. And I haven't seen any here yet, but we're very confident of the film in itself, and that's why we're not so bothered about the critics. I think any individual can discuss what they are paid in any industry. So I wouldn't say any.
But we don't.
But we don't discuss other people's business.
Well, I think we're heading towards, this was a film that was shot on film, but I think we're heading towards a digital world, particularly with the new cameras and new technologies. And when you have a cinematographer as good as Roger Deakins saying he'll never shoot on film again, I think you've got to take that very seriously. And I think the reason he said it very specifically was that he can only feel confident when he leaves the set that he's given the director the exact image he wants if he's on digital, which I think from him sort of says it all.
It's like the UK. I don't know
Punch
what
above your weight.
I don't know what it is. You guys, and we punch above our weight.
It's Neighbours, isn't it? it's
Neighbours.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great though how many brilliant Australian actors there are. I mean, we've just had the pleasure of working with loads. We've just done a film with Chris Hemsworth. We've just done this film with Hugh and Russell. We've done a film with Eric Bana, with Rose Byrne, with Simon Baker. We love Australian actors. You got to feel you have the goods, and then you got to hope that people like it. Ultimately, it's in the lap of the gods, or it's in the lap of the Academy. But for us, our focus is always on the real audience, getting a film out there for in each of the territories around the world, and trying to make sure that people go and see it. If we get recognized for awards, that's icing on the cake.
Well, I think it's always it's cyclical, the British film industry, and like Australia, it punches above its weight in terms of the directors and actors that we produce from there. So it really depends who's deciding to work at home in any given year. And right now, with great British directors making films in Britain, I think we're in quite good shape.
It's been an amazing experience, and we're thrilled because when you start a project, you have a dream for it. And we dreamed a dream. No, you have a vision for it, and this film has exceeded our vision of what it could be. We're incredibly proud of this picture.